Hello, welcome to Intotheturtleverse. I am your host, Alicia Via Wagner. And so, today I'm just going to do a quick little video of some of the new promotional material that has come out for Tales of the TMNT, a new cartoon coming out this summer on Paramount Plus, which is based on the movie Mutant Mayhem that came out last year. So, of course, these are just promotional pictures. These may not be what they look like in the final episodes, but this is what we have right now. So I'm just going to briefly go into my opinions on the different designs and how they vary differently from what we are used to from the Mutant Mayhem movie. So, without further ado, let us go ahead and start this quick little breakdown of our Turtles in Green for Tales of the TMNT, premiering this summer. The first turtle we're going to take a look at and compare is Michelangelo. On the right-hand side, you do see Michelangelo from Mutant Mayhem, and on the left-hand side, you do see Michelangelo from Tales of the TMNT. For the most part, they do look pretty similar, not too many changes to Mikey. The two things that are definitely noticeable, however, is one, their bandanas, their ribbons, straps, whatever you like to call them, are really short compared to what they were in the movie. As to why they shortened their bandanas, I'm not entirely sure. I've always liked the long bandanas where they can kind of like either hang over their shoulder or, when they're doing their ninjutsu in the air, you can see it just kind of like flapping in the background. Whereas these shorter ones, it's going to be pretty easy to miss depending on the direction that their faces are turned. So why they shortened the bandanas, not really sure, not a fan of it, but I'm sure it will grow on me. I do know that in both the 2012 Turtle cartoon and Rise of the Turtle cartoon, Mikey did have the shorter bandanas, but he has really always been the only one. So as to why the others are short as well, don't really know. And then, of course, you notice the other major change is that he now has the cross straps across his chest. Why? Once again, not sure why they changed and added that on, because with his nunchucks, as you can see on the right-hand side of Mikey, that he has his nunchucks tucked away in his belt. So there's really no need for the cross straps, especially if he is not going to be wielding any long weapon like a sai or a bow staff. So curious to see what their reason is for giving him the cross straps. And of course, depending on how you're looking at it, I might have the left and the right wrong, but it's pretty easy to tell who the Mutant Mayhem turtles are because one's obviously very 3D and way more detailed, and the other one's 2D. So pretty easy to tell who's the movie turtle and who's the cartoon turtle. Next image is we have Raphael. So looking here, you can definitely see that there is some changes as well. Once again, he also has the short bandana. His eyes are also a lot wider and not nearly as narrowed, which is definitely an interesting choice because even when he's in a good mood, Ralph always did kind of have like more of the narrow eyes, try to kind of showcase, his anger that he does have on occasion, because he's always quick to anger, and it's usually due to the fact that he is very overprotective of his brothers. So they kind of made his eyes a lot bigger. I did like the fact they kept a little gap tooth in his mouth, which is kind of similar to Raphael, who kind of had the gap tooth. So that was kind of a cool little nod there. He has some sort of stupid pouch on the side of his belt, which he didn't have in the movie. I mean, not too unusual for ninjas to have pouches. That's usually where they can keep like their ninja stars or, smoke bombs or whatever small little things that they need to kind of help get themselves out of danger. So I can kind of see that on there. It's just weird that all of a sudden he randomly had it. And of course, like with Michelangelo, he has the cross straps over his chest for some very odd reason, because like with Mikey, the sides have always been tucked inside the side of his belt. But other than that, I do like the fact that they did try to keep some muscle on him. Still looks kind of not really filled out, I guess you could say, like his movie version. I mean, even if they're 15-year-old teenagers, they still can have some muscle mass, especially one who, as we saw in the movie, is constantly stealing protein powder to try to build up his muscle mass. So kind of interesting that they made these few little changes to Raphael. Not sure the reason behind it. After seeing a couple of the other promo videos and photos, I'm thinking it's more like trying to save money, since they do have to mass produce these quicker than they did with the movie. So which I can kind of understand, but there's really no need to change something if it's not broken, after all. If it's not broken, don't fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. May have said it right the first time. I don't know. It's been a long week. Now, the next two turtle brothers that I'm coming up against are Leonardo and Donatello. These are the turtles that definitely looked a lot different from their movie counterparts. As you can see here, the Mutant Mayhem Leonardo's definitely got nice build to him. He's very muscular. He's definitely got this look on his face of determination, like, yeah, I'm not quite a leader just yet, but I'm ready to lead my brothers in battle. I'm ready to sit there and lead my team and do what I can for them to make sure that we all come back safe. I mean, once again, he also has the very short bandanas for some stupid reason. But the biggest change, as you can see here, is he is extremely skinny. I mean, even Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello got more muscle mass than Leo does. And that really, really makes no sense for someone who is always practicing his ninjutsu. So, I'm not a fan of the skinny Leonardo. Maybe he'll grow on me. Maybe there's a reason behind it. I don't know. But definitely a little off-putting. But pretty much anytime I see any skinny turtles, it's definitely a little weird because, come on, if you have a Ninja Turtles that are born through ooze, might as well make them have, like, muscle mass and shit. I mean, come on now. It's crazy enough as it is, but just, I don't know, for people who are so busy practicing, there's no reason for them to be so skinny. It's almost sickly for a turtle to be that skinny. Last but not least, we have Donatello, and you can definitely see major differences here. For one thing is definitely in the glasses. You'll notice that instead of having like the small conservative glasses that most people like to wear nowadays, they replace them with these big rectangle huge glasses for some odd reason. Definitely no reason for it. I mean, I know back when I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, those were kind of the style of the glasses, and that was before glasses became cool. And they didn't have all these fancy new designer glasses, but it's just kind of weird that they went with these oversized glasses instead of like the small, more casual looking ones. So it's a little off-putting right there that he has such huge glasses. Secondly, you notice is that he no longer has the headphones around his neck, which is definitely weird. I mean, even though that was never mentioned and he never really used them in the movie, it's kind of similar to what I think of Rise Donnie, who we all know is very much autistic. And even though I'm not autistic myself, I do know a few people who are autistic and think that the Rise Donnie was the best representation so far of autism in media. So I just kind of figured, because believe it or not, the autistic Donnie actually started with a 2012 Donatello. And then it went to the Rise Donatello. So as it's kind of like the cartoon's gone on, he's becoming more and more, autistic. So 2012 Donatello is definitely the one that kind of broke the mold. So that's why I kind of thought they're still kind of trying to go with the same angle with the Mutant Mayhem Donnie. I could be wrong. We have to see how he acts in the cartoon show. But the reason why I bring that up is because I do know some of my friends who are autistic, sometimes, outside noise gets really loud. It's called sensory overload. And so usually they'll put on headphones or some sort of protection to try to help drown out all the noise in the background that's causing their senses to get overloaded. So that's why it's kind of weird that they did away with his headphones. I mean, maybe it's just in this one still he doesn't have them on. Maybe he wears them other times. Hard to say. These are just promotional photos, but definitely another weird choice to take them away. And then last but not least, he's got this fanny pack on him. Nothing wrong with fanny packs. They're very useful. I've 41 and I've worn a few on occasion. But the Donnies and all the other animations, whenever they would go out on adventures or to do patrols, Donnie always had at least a duffel bag with him or a book bag or something a little bit bigger to keep all his tech and tools that he could use, depending on the situation. So it's kind of weird that he has a fanny pack because it doesn't really give him much room to store all of his high-tech gadgets. But then again, in Mutant Mayhem, we didn't really see him make any gadgets or be very tech-savvy, other than the fact he's just big on playing online games and knows all the nerd fandoms. So I'm hoping that we do see more of the tech side to this Donatello. And so it's just weird that he has this random fanny pack. It's almost as if they're trying to play on the whole 80s, 90s nerd stereotype, which I'm not a huge fan of. But maybe things will change when we actually see the cartoon in motion. But overall, that's my review on the changes from the Mutant Mayhem Turtles to the new Turtles in this cartoon. Like I said, I know it'd be very brief. In this other image here too, you actually see a better picture of what the cartoons may or may not look like in the show. You actually see how April O'Neil and Splinter look in here too. It looks more defined as far as the artwork goes. So maybe it's just different artists doing different promotional artwork, which is not too unusual, especially in Turtle comics. I actually like this design a little bit more because they just look more like their movie counterparts, even though it's still really weird that Michelangelo and Raphael have the cross straps. But at least April looks pretty much similar like she does in the movie, as does Splinter, although his eyebrows are no longer gray but black and not as bushy. And yeah, so unfortunately I think they're trying to go with another more racial stereotype than it was in the animated movie, which I'm not a fan of. But hopefully we'll see how it all plays out when we finally get these episodes going. And of course, these are just a couple of more stills too you see of the Turtle Boys. I mean, the sewers look amazing, at least. The background looks amazing, and you can still tell in this other still that it's still like, drawn by a kid or something like that. But still, the turtles look really skinny, and it's just really weird and off-putting compared to what we saw in Mutant Mayhem. But like I said, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out when we actually see them moving around on the screen. And that will be it as far as my review of these new promotional images. Hopefully the cartoon will be out sooner rather than later. There's no date as to when this cartoon will air. Just sometime in the summer, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And that will be it. I do have other videos in the works. Just right now, this month has been kind of crazy because we have been rehearsing and practicing for our Princess Bride Shadowcast, which is debuting in May. So I've been tied up with that. Do look forward though, because I am going to be doing my first live YouTube channel at Atomicon May 4th, because I'll be part of a Turtles panel. So definitely stay tuned for that. It should be fun, live. So we can't guarantee how good the quality will be, but it should be fun. And if it's not live, then it'll at least be recorded prior. And before I go, I do have two brief little sneak peeks of some new promo videos from the Mutant Mayhem cartoon that's coming up. So be sure to stay to watch those after my outro. They are super short, super cute and funny. One, Michelangelo is being really cute and adorable when he blushes. And then the other one is Raphael, with who I'm pretty sure is going to be the purple dragons in the cartoon. I really hope that that girl is Angel. She's been a big part of the Turtle universe and an ally. She was big in the 2003 Turtles cartoon. Majorly big in the Turtles comic, where she was nobody for a while. And so definitely hope to see her and the Purple Dragons generation in this version of the cartoons. But yeah, so definitely stay tuned for those quick little snippets courtesy of YouTube and Paramount Plus. And I hope you guys have a totally tubular weekend. And please stay tuned. I have a lot more videos and fun stuff planned. Bye, y'all.
Don't miss the new series, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, streaming this summer.
He's a turtle?
Wait, what did you think I was?
Crab?
On Paramount Plus.
Thank you for helping me, Mikey.
Don't miss the new series, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, streaming this summer.